And hello and welcome to On the Mic, a Zoomcast that spotlights students, services, and staff of Highlands Community Charter and Technical Schools. Highlands offers adults 22 years of age and older the opportunity to earn their high school diploma, learn English as a second language, and learn a skill. My name is Mike Roessler, and today we are joined by none other than Isa Cacho. Isa, how are you?
Good, Mike. Thank you.
Glad so nice with you. So nice to see you today. And for some of us, we've been lucky enough to know you for a very long time here at Highlands. But for others here, you have come and gone and come again to Highlands. And so, tell you what, just tell us a little bit about yourself and what your current position is.
So, as Mike said, my name is Isa. I am the current lead high school counselor for Highlands. I am supervising 7 counselors right now under Highlands and 8 navigators. So that's amazing. And we have a big staff. A little bit about me is I started here in 2015 as a math para, and transitioned to school counselor. So I have a lot of experience with Highlands, and I'm excited to be back.
We're excited that you're back, and you started, I remember you started as a math para-educator with Happy, right?
Yes, with Happy Cook.
And you and Happy are still very tight. I know that you were tight back then, and you're still tight, and that you kept in contact with him when you went away from Highlands, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, we still text message, we still communicated on our favorite Netflix shows. So yes.
Yeah, Happy and Happy went through some changes too while you were gone, right? He had a child.
Yep.
And so you kept abreast of that with Happy. Happy is, of course, one of our many great teachers and has been around for a very long time as well, and is beloved amongst our students who really needed that help to come back to math after 10 or 15 or 20 years away from high school.
Yeah, he's a great support. Students love him. I'm glad he's still here. He's still around.
And so you moved from math paraeducator to counselor. Tell us, Isa, what you were doing while you were a math paraeducator that kind of allowed you to move into counseling.
To counseling, yes. So when I started here, I had a bachelor's in psychology. I was interning at Dixon High School as a school counseling intern. As Sherry, we had, I think back in the day, we had like over 1,000 students, and Sherry Franklin, the first counselor here at Highlands, was just feeling overwhelmed. So I started helping her with graduation plans for students. And then I remember Doc and you, Mike, sat me in an office and just said, "We're thinking about this. Would you consider being a counselor?" And I was also doing my grad program at Sac State for counseling. I want to say 2 years into it. It was a 3-year program. So I was happy when it was a great opportunity for me.
It was a great opportunity. It was not only a great opportunity for you, but it was a great opportunity for Highlands to grow their counseling staff at the time. Sherry, I remember she sat up in Building B and was the only one for a while. And so it's very easy for her to feel overwhelmed. And then you came in and certainly brought a level of professionalism and empathy to that staff. And we certainly have been better for it since. And so, Isa, so you earned your master's degree. Now, Sac State has been a real good feeding ground, if you will, for our counseling staff, right?
I think most of our counselors come from Sac State.
Right. It was you, and then our good friend Myra came in, and then Kathy, and Jeanette.
Yep. Claudia, we all come from Sac State. We were all in the same cohort 5 at Sac State.
Cohort, we need to have a reunion of cohort 5. And if nothing else, maybe on Zoom with a couple of beverages, as some people do after hours, of course.
Yep. Some enchiladas.
Exactly right. And so when you worked at Highlands from 2015. When did you leave Highlands first?
I left December 2017.
So tell us about what got you off to yet another position ready to go. You had some changes in in your personal life, and then so you left in 2017, and then you came back when?
I came back June 14th of this year, 2021.
I love it. And I know that when Doc and I would talk, and I'm certainly not in the position, the same position I was back in the 2015 or even 2017, but we'd always talk about, the good old days of Isa. And so it was great news when Doc and I talked, and he was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about Isa again. I'm thinking about Isa again." And so you and I reached out to each other and kind of kept in touch. And it was nothing better to be able to say, "Hey, are you interested? Are you interested?"
Yep. Well, I mean, you were my supervisor. You and Doc, my bosses. So, I mean, I think you and I stayed in contact throughout my 3 years that I was out, 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, so. It was a great text to be able to send, "Hey, call Doc because there might be a position available." And so again, counselors are so important to our students. I mean, our students look to counselors for not only academic support, but a lot of times support in their personal lives and or their work lives, or just what path should I take? Or, hey, I'm having some, it feels like my life is a lot with kids and work and school. And so the counselors are huge in that area.
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely, counselors do more than just the academics. I mean, we focus on the social emotional, we go into career, of course. Princess at Workforce and Sabrina help us a lot. But as counselors, we just have to understand the 4 domains: social, emotional, career, and academic, to fully support everyone. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's, now that you and Myra are leading the charge over there with student services and overseeing a lot, I know your work is cut out for you there. And certainly we couldn't have 2 better people to do it. Now, on the personal side, you're very close to your family.
Yes.
You're very close to your family. Tell us about your family.
My family, well, it's only me and my brother. His name is Alejandro. He is actually a counselor from Equity Initiatives right now. And it's just me and him. We're the only 2 siblings. My parents have been married for 30 years now. So that's amazing. Hopefully one day we can all have a marriage like that. We're very close, tight. I mean, we have a group text. We like to bond a lot. But aside from that, my extensive family is also very close. My dad has 6 brothers, all live in Kelseyville, California, 2 hours up north. So, I mean, our family reunions are like 60, 70 people, and we're all very united. We're all very close.
I'm glad you mentioned your parents, because I wanted to get to your parents. You lived with your parents for a short time to kind of look after them, right?
Yes. Last year, I want to say this year, January of 2021, my parents suffered from COVID. My mom was hospitalized for 5 days. We had no idea if we were going to bring her back home or if that was it. So those were very emotional days for us. My dad was, 3 days he was just in bed. And it was, of course, my brother and I handling everything. I had to take time off work and my brother working to make sure the bills were paid off for everybody. And me just supporting both of my parents, making sure they ate, their basic needs were fulfilled. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I know when we talked about you coming back to Highlands, you wanted to make sure that your parents are going to be good if you were going to move from 2 hours north of Sacramento into Sacramento.
Yes, that was I think that was like why I was hesitant to come back to Highlands. But one night I did sit down with my parents and I said, I love Highlands. This is a great opportunity. And my mom loves you, by the way. She still thinks as like she still remembers that time where she came to visit Highlands and you walked in my office and you gave her like a hug. So she always thinks about you like very highly, like very, she's always, dice tu supervisor, like she just thinks very highly of you. So she's like, well, if he's telling you, just go for it. So it was just amazing.
Well, what a great surprise for today. That's very nice. And listen, you can tell that you were raised great because you have great parents, and it just shows. It shows on the person you are, and it shows about the empathy you have. I want to talk about one project where empathy was shining bright from you, and that's the initial holiday gift bags.
The Winter Festival.
Yeah, so tell us about that real quick. Share that story of how that project, which we still do every year now, Isa. So,
we do.
So tell everyone how that project came about.
The Winter Festival came about back in 2016, I want to say. I was at our St. Rose campus. For confidentiality, I won't say her name, but I will say her first name was Violet. She came up to me in tears saying that she did not have gifts for her children, for her 3 children. And to me, that broke my heart, because just knowing that she was suffering so much and she was still navigating her job, trying to figure out how she was going to get to school, and just how was she going to get gifts under the tree for her children. So it just left me like heartbroken. I thought about it for a couple of days, and I said, well, if I'm going to gift her some gifts, I was like, well, it's kind of unfair because most of our students are in the same situation that she is. So, yeah, I talked to you, I talked to Doc, and I was like, this is what's going on. I want to do a toy drive. And Doc was like, let's partner you up with TLQ Foundation. And I was like, and then just it went from there. Myra and I were knocking door to door around Sacramento area trying to find gifts, and we just made it happen from there on. I remember our first GoFundMe, we collected $1,500. We were so short on money, but I mean 2,000 of our students were able to get gifts.
Yeah, listen, that's like a legacy. I just got chills too, Isa.
Yeah.
And that really is like a legacy project, because that project continued even after you left. And so you started something, you and Myra, of course, I remember you guys were working day and night on that project, kind of after hours when your regular 8 to 5 counseling job was kind of over for the day. You would then work on running out into the community to find people that would give gifts. And so you should be proud of that project, because now it's grown, even more. It's huge now.
Yeah, I remember, our second Winter Festival was, I can't remember where it was exactly. It was at a big location. There was we raffled out TVs. It was just huge. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was at McClellan.
Yep.
And that was, that project went from giving out gifts to this huge festival. It turned into a festival.
Yep.
A holiday festival. And wow, listen, I can, I won't be around Highlands for long, but your project will live forever. And it just has to happen every single year because of you.
Yes. We all have to dress as elves now, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the one downfall of this project, Isa, and I blame you for this, because I have some pictures of me being an elf with some makeup and fake freckles. Not a pretty sight. So listen, Isa, I love you. I think other staff love you. I am so thrilled that you're back and in charge of making sure that our students are supported both academically and emotionally and mentally. It is so great to catch up with you, and thanks for being on the mic.
No, thank you, Mike. you're my favorite boss, even though talk is the head, but you were my supervisor since the beginning. So thank you.
Well, you have a great day. Thank you so much, Isa.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, bye-bye.